They say what goes around comes around. Good always returns 100-fold good, and doing evil things will certainly return evil. Today, I will tell you a story that proves this. Perhaps it is fiction, but regardless, it teaches a valuable lesson. A group of young students graduated from university. To celebrate this joyful event, they went to a country house that was owned by one of their fellow students. The house was deep in the forest. They had to get there first by train and then by local bus, and a few more miles on skis. In the summer, it was possible to go by car, but in the winter, all the roads were covered with snow, and skis were the only way to get there. Upon arrival, they grilled kebabs and ate together. After dinner, some of them started playing cards, others just sat and talked, and two of the guys decided to take a walk into the snowy taiga. They retrieved a gun from the safe and went into the forest to shoot at makeshift targets. They hadn't noticed how far they had went, when suddenly they heard a loud growl coming from the bushes. Turning towards the sound, they saw a huge wolf standing a few steps away from them. The city guys were seriously scared, having no idea how to behave in this situation. One of them, with his hands shaking in fear, began to shoot towards the wolf. The wolf yelped, then groaned, and then went silent. The guys carefully approached the lifeless body of the wolf and poked at it with the gun. The wolf was dead. Then two little wolf pups ran up to the body from behind the bushes. Obviously, it was a she-wolf who was trying to protect her pups from the uninvited guests. One of the guys suddenly grabbed a stick and started beating the helpless little wolf pups. He hit them until the other guy stopped him. One of the pups was lying lifelessly on the ground, and the other one was still alive, but both of its front legs were broken, and he whimpered in pain. The guys were so frightened by what had happened that they ran away from there. When they got back to the house, they promised each other that they would never tell anyone about what had happened in the forest that night. 10 years passed. That same group of former students decided to take a reunion trip back to the same house in the forest. Many of them were married with children, and all of their families joined them. Having arrived in their cars at the house, the friends engaged in general preparations for the celebration. The men built a fire in the backyard, the women were busy in the kitchen, and the children were playing in front of the house where swings and a slide were installed. Then a heart-rending cry was heard. Everyone quickly ran to the front yard to see what was the matter, and they all froze in fear. A pack of wolves surrounded the children right in front of the house. The youngest boy, the son of the one who had killed the wolf pup, was only 4 years old at the time. The man who shot the she-wolf many years ago went to grab a stone in order to protect his children, but then the largest wolf, apparently the leader of the pack, rushed at him and mauled his throat with one movement. After that, the wolf looked at the second man, the one who had beaten the pups on that ill-fated day. He seemed to understand which boy was this man's son and approached that child. It was then that the man noticed that the wolf's front legs were strangely curved, and he realized that this must be the same wolf he almost killed all those years ago. He was numb with fear, realizing that this wolf had come to take its revenge and would certainly finish what he started. The poor boy would not escape the punishment for his father's sins. A single tear ran down his cheek as he whispered, "Forgive me. I know what I did, and I'm sorry. Please don't take it out on my son. He is still so young." As the wolf approached the boy, he turned once more and looked directly into the eyes of the crying man. Then he licked the boy on the cheek and backed away, calling the rest of the pack to follow him. Within minutes, the wolves had disappeared into the dense forest. Friends, let's be more merciful and compassionate to each other, because sometimes in the heat of the moment, we can unintentionally hurt someone and then pay for it for the rest of our lives. Let there be more kindness and love in your actions, and then even the strongest fear will not force you to do something irreparable.